It's good. YouTube, what's up, family? What's up, newcomers? Run to the channel. See the title. Buy now, pay later truck. Yo, you know, they got me a few times. And they strict. Because if you miss a payment, you know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, okay, you know what? I tried emailing you. Because I know you're not going to answer. That's cool. I emailed you a couple times. I text messaged you. Oh, yes, your due date is coming. Please pay the $20 or $30 for the due date. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to take it as a missed payment, and then you're going to have to pay that payment plus next month's payment. So that's going that I'm telling you, that's just a trap. Yeah, but yeah, they got me a few times.
Why is Pay in 4 so addictive?
I literally once financed a bottle of body wash.
You know what? I'm going to afterpay this. It's going to make me feel less guilty to pay it in 4 installments of $81 or whatever.
That's like having a Black American Express to me. I can use it anywhere, anytime I get ready.
I'm using Klarna to pay for these Chris Brown tickets.
Look at this chart right here. This shows the total non-housing consumer debt in America over the last 10 years. And in 2024, Americans collectively owe more than $5 trillion, which is enough to pay for every NFL, NBA, and MLB team 10 times over. And to make matters worse, we are constantly surrounded by psychological tricks and hidden fees to drive us further and further into debt. The worst of these tricks, the buy now, pay later programs that have been designed to take advantage of young adults.
So when you buy a $100 pair of shoes and you only have to pay $25 that day, and then the pair of shoes show up at my apartment 3 days later, the shoes are $25. Why do I care if in 2 months I have to pay another $25? I don't know me 2 months from now. She can deal with that.
Buy now, pay later is a short-term financing option that is offered by companies like Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay. You'll typically see these options pop up on e-commerce stores, offering you the ability to buy what you want today while deferring your payment over a certain number of installments. So if you're looking to buy a new suitcase for a trip you have coming up and it's going to cost you $300, instead of paying that all today, you could...
It's best just to pay it all. That's just the best thing to do, because then you're going to get trapped, right? Because, you know, boom, we young adults. We don't know anything about no money yet. So then it's like, okay, boom. They give you a spending power. Let's just say it's a cool $800, $900. You're going to say, wait, that's free money. It is, but you know you're going to have to pay it back. You think I'm telling you, you think you're going to finesse the system. It's impossible because you can't. They know your email. They know where you at. All they're going to do is just, the late payment's just going to stack up. That's what I'm trying to
buy the suitcase today and then split the $300 across 4 equal interest-free payments. And you might think, great, interest-free. I can just sign up for these payments and then worry about paying it sometime later down the road. But it's not quite that simple. These buy now, pay later programs aren't necessarily groundbreaking financial technology. In fact, buy now, pay later programs are kind of a newer, modernized version of the old school layaway programs that you would see at stores like Kmart and Sears. These layaway programs allowed you to place a deposit on an item like a dishwasher, for example. And then the store would reserve that dishwasher for you to collect once you had paid off the dishwasher through their...
If you use dishwashers, you're absolutely lazy. Please don't invite me over, and I'm not letting you come over to my house either, because you just lost the whole traditional route. Guarantee you don't even know how to clean up a cup good. How do y'all clean up y'all cups? Right? Y'all do the dish soap, right? So what do you do after that? Do y'all do the rag, the sponge, or with your hands? I just want to know. That's it. Same with the utensils. What do y'all use? Because, you know, we just have to see. We have to see
their installment plan. But these layaway programs kind of fell off throughout much of the mid 20th century, mainly due to the introduction of credit cards and revolving lines of credit. Instead of using a layaway program and waiting to collect their item, people could just swipe a credit card, get their item today, and then worry about paying off that over the next couple months or years. The only problem is that a credit card will incur interest. People realize that if they didn't pay their credit card down on time, they would end up owing more than they initially spent on the item. So along came the modern marvel that is buy now, pay later, which gave you the best of both worlds. Get your product today, pay it off over a longer period of time, all while doing it interest-free. And that idea began hooking people in. because buy now, pay later has seen some explosive growth over the last 5 years, going from $2 billion in transaction volume in 2019 to $24.2 billion in 2021, and it's projected to reach as high as $122 billion in 2025. But this explosion wasn't just happening in a vacuum. It's actually part of 3 major cultural shifts that we've been seeing. First is the financialization of everything, meaning we've moved from a completely cash-based society to a society in which we look at even a $5 coffee as an opportunity to finance the transaction. Second, we have the rise of social media.
Man, hey, I'm not gonna talk about nobody, man. I'm not. If you down bad, you know, we all got those times, man. You know, you down bad. You gonna have to split a McChicken. I'm not gonna judge you. We all been there. Hey, man, my go-to Little Caesars. Even though they raised the price now, it's like $6 now, or $5.75 plus the tax. So it's like that's almost $7 now. So it's like, wow, you know, biggie bag from Wendy's. That's cool, but then it's like that's how they get you because the medium size ain't even that big. It's not enough. So then it's like, wait, let me just add on that for a large one, but then it's gonna cost more. I'm only trying to spend $5, even though that's impossible because of the tax. $5 meal from McDonald's. That's not enough. I feel like I could eat 2 though. I know I could eat 2.
Media as influencers showcase luxury lifestyle and products, buy now, pay later allows the average consumer the ability to experience those same things without actually incurring the cost today. And third, we have the post-pandemic spending boom, which has consumers using buy now, pay later as a form of revenge spending or buying things they feel like they missed out on during the pandemic. Combine all of that with a declining financial literacy among most young adults, and you have the perfect storm to make buy now, pay later explode as a new mentality. But why is this even a problem? If they're not charging interest, how can they actually be taking advantage of me as a consumer? To answer that question, we first need to look at the differences between buy now, pay later programs and traditional credit cards. Because on the outside, they're basically the same thing. Both financial devices allow you to buy something today that you might not necessarily be able to afford or be willing to put cash down today for. But a credit card usually involves some sort of approval process, application, review, and a credit report hit. Meanwhile, buy now, pay later programs offer an almost instantaneous approval for your purchase in the moment. Additionally, as we discussed, credit cards can accrue interest if not paid off by the end of the month. And that rate can be at crazy high rates, usually around 19 to 23%. On top of that, if you're late with your...
Who y'all credit cards? What credit card do y'all have? Capital One, Chase, Discover, Bank of America. Who else? Is Chime a credit card? I believe so.
With your payment or you miss a payment, credit card companies can also add on late payment fees that just end up waterfalling you into insane amounts of credit card debt off of fairly simple purchases to begin with. And on the other hand, buy now, pay later offers 0% interest, which sounds great, but that all depends on if you actually pay your payments on time. If you don't, you'll be subject to late payment fees that can range anywhere from $2 to $15 per payment and going all the way up to 25% of the total value of the purchase you made initially. And with all that said, buy now, pay later still might sound like a perfectly good alternative to credit cards, which is exactly what they want you to think. Because buy now, pay later programs weren't necessarily designed to help the consumer like you or me. They were designed for stores and brands that want to sell more through their website or in their stores. After all, that's why brands are willing to pay 2 to 3% more for their transaction fees to use a buy now, pay later program versus a traditional credit card processor. To give you an example, let's look at a $100 purchase. If you bought a $100 item using a normal credit card on their site, the brand was typically going to incur about a $2.50 charge to process that payment. And on the other hand, if you were to use a buy now, pay later program, that transaction fee that the brand has to pay goes from $2.50 to about $5. But the merchant fees are just the beginning when it comes to buy now, pay later. So let's look at how these companies actually make money beyond just charging the brand that hosts them on their website. First, like we just discussed, they're going to collect that merchant fee, which is anywhere from 4 to 6% of the transaction price. Second, they profit from late fees, like we talked about earlier, which has turned out to be a pretty substantial revenue source for companies like Affirm and Klarna, because 1 in every 3 users of these buy now, pay later programs actually ends up missing a payment, at least one. accounts. And third, every purchase that is made reveals something about you or your shopping.
Hey, that happened to me like a couple times. Oh yeah, telling you, you cause it's gonna feel like you running the world. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You got $900 spending power. You know what? Those Nikes do look good though. How much are they? 300. Swipe. Hold on. Those AirPods, I always wanted some. I'm tired of the wired ones. Swipe. Wait, are those Jordan 4s? How much? It's only $200 and I only have $500 left. Swipe. Yep, and then boom. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? You're gonna be down bad and watch. Once you miss one payment, you're gonna end up getting depressed.
Shopping habits, and these companies have realized that is very valuable information for other brands. So they actually harvest a lot of the data from your checkout pages and then sell it to other brands that can then use it in their marketing or in their ad targeting. And finally, they benefit from the sheer volume of loans being opened up by packaging yours and everybody else's debt together and selling it to larger financial institutions. They can make money even when you pay on time. In other words, they've created a system where they win no matter what happens to you financially. So now let's look at buying an iPhone for $1,000. When you reach the checkout page, you have three options. Number one, pay the full $1,000 up.
It's best to do that. Listen, I mean, everything is just a copy. Everything is a trend. We humans are followers. I'm just going to get an iPhone just because I see my friends or everybody in school got one, so I'm just going to get it. I prefer Androids. I did have two phones. I love the Moto. Moto was very good. I still got my iPhone. But that the Moto broke. I'm going to have to buy another one. That's cool. But as for the camera quality, y'all don't know. Androids are underrated. Now, as for durability, iPhone do got that. I dropped my iPhone hella times. It still haven't cracked. I'm just so happy. But the camera, the lens on the bottom, on the back, it cracked. But yeah, it's best just do this. I mean, I don't understand why you spending a band. Nigga, you spending your whole work check. If even you get that much. You just blowed it on this. Just for a new one to come out a year later. Look exactly the same. Gonna be even higher. That doesn't make any sense. What color iPhone y'all got?
Up front, this is the simplest, cleanest, and easiest way to get out of the checkout scotch-free. Option 2, you could use a credit card with the typical 22% APR to purchase the phone. And if you only made the minimum payments, you would end up paying about $1,480 over the course of 5 years, with $480 of that being the interest alone. And option number 3 is you could use Afterpay's 4-payment installment plan where you pay $250 today and then $250 every 2 weeks until the plan is paid off. Which sounds like the best deal to you? You see, brands have mastered psychological manipulation throughout their website, but specifically on the last hurdle, which is the checkout page. And they do this through 4 key tricks. First, they exploit what psychologists call the pain of paying. By splitting the cost over a
paying with cash generation more painful. Cash is yeah, I guess, yeah, that's true. Let's just say, boom, I only got, let's just say I got like $200 in cash on me. Boom. I spent a $60 item. Now I got 140. I'm like, wow. That does make me feel like I lost more instead of in the bank and on the card. Because like, okay, boom, I still got the money on me though. But yeah. Yep, just like with the movie theaters, like that's how they trick you. Small is going to be like, how much? $6. A medium going to be, how much the medium? $9. And a large is going to be $12. It's best to get the medium. However, you're going to get the large one because you're like, okay, it's the largest one. See? I know what I'm speaking.
a longer
But I
period of
just know.
time, your brain actually registers less financial pain than paying the full amount up front. Second, they trigger what is called the temporal discounting, which is our tendency to value immediate rewards more than future benefits, or otherwise known as instant gratification. Pay just $25 today and it's yours sounds a lot better than waiting and saving up for it. Third, they will create artificial urgency by simulating limited time offers in the checkout page. And finally, they use colors and shapes to direct your eye exactly where they want you to be looking. Have you ever noticed that the buy now, pay later button is often highlighted in a brighter color and it's sometimes even pre-selected when you reach the checkout page? These aren't accidents. These are specific design decisions to short circuit your brain to making a financial decision more on an impulse than with rational thinking. Instead of thinking about a $100 purchase rationally and over a longer period of time, they'd rather have you just click the pay $25 now and worry about it later on. And again, this isn't necessarily a bad deal because people are always looking for interest-free ways of purchasing things so that their money can go and earn them more money while they're paying off the other thing that they purchased. But to do so requires some financial education or experience. And sadly, most Americans are completely undereducated when it comes to financial literacy. So the instant gratification syndrome.
Yes, they are. That's how they get you, especially the young adults. Y'all know how annoying it is. Every other day, every other week, they keep sending you a credit card in the mail. Talk about, oh yes, get pre-approved for $2,500, $3,000, $1,700. Like, wait, that's free money. However, you're not financially literate. You don't know nothing. Y'all do know y'all gonna have to pay that back, and y'all do know not to spend over 30%. See, y'all don't know, man. It's just the game of life, man. A game of money. Money is a tool. You can't use it. Also, I always say this. Money is an illusion as well because, like, when you have it, more problems come. It's like, wow, like, the oven just broke. Come on. Oh, wow. The dog is sick. Now I have to take them to the vet. That's how much? $500? Wow. $500 wasted. Okay, great. Oil change. Wow, the orange light keeps popping up on the car. Take that to the mechanic. How much is that? What is going on? School is about to start soon. Great. Pay for kids, clothes and shoes. Wow, rent is coming up tomorrow. Great. Bills is coming. Phone bill is due. What is going on? That's when you have money. That's all the problems come. But when you broke, it's even worse too. It's like you're depressed versus you're depressed. That's it. It's just depression. That's all. Versus when you broke. What do? You don't have no money. What can you do? You can't even get a McChicken. You can't even get a small fry. I can't eat. You can't even do nothing because you don't have no money. What can you do? So that's why I say money's an illusion, just a tool. I mean, my definition of the 9 to 5, right? A 9 to 5 is not your dream job. A 9 to 5 is not a doctor. 9 to 5 is not a construction worker. A 9 to 5 is not even a mailman. A 9 to 5 is a retail or a fast food place. That's it. That's all that it is. Stop getting misconstrued with those words, But yeah, money is an illusion. It's a tool. Use it or lose it, even though it come and go. It don't really matter. I mean, yes, I blow a lot of money on stupid stuff. Does it really matter though? I don't know. That's just me.
Syndrome kicks in and they buy practically everything with buy now, pay later, with no real concern that they will in fact have to pay that off at some point. All they're worried about is the price that they will pay today, which is exactly how you end up with this.
I've done groceries. I've done all kinds of crap on Affirm and Klarna.
Yes.
But it adds up and then you are in a chokehold. And in some ways, it is worse than having credit card payments. It's
nigga, what? What did you even buy? You was probably buying all the Ulta. What were you buying? You was buying the eyeliners, the lipstick, face makeup. What were you buying? 12, and this is a month. This not even including your life, nigga. We ain't want what you got this plus rent plus bills plus subscriptions, nigga. That's why I say you
crazy.
Because buy now, pay later is so easy to do, people are starting to use it on more and more occasions where it's really not meant to be used. Instead of just using it on a big purchase like a new fridge or a TV, they're starting to use it on smaller things and truly financing items that have no business being financed. A crazy story that we recently saw is that Klarna is now on DoorDash, which allows you to finance your $15 burrito over 4 payments of $375 instead of paying the...
Hey, man. Listen, if I have to do it, I'm just gonna do it. All right, I don't care. Yes. Let me get the burrito. Let me get because I don't like the bean one. That looks disgusting. Don't come near me. That if you eat the bean burrito from Taco Bell, I don't know why you even eating that. But I just prefer the rice and the chicken, right? Don't come near me with the bean burritos. Please don't do that. I'm just
full $15 up front. Again, not a necessarily terrible thing when looked at in a vacuum, but when you expand this to consider that someone who's financing a burrito is also probably financing a lot of other things, that's when the real problem starts to arise. Bad spending habits like this lead to what we call loan stacking. Pretty much what it sounds like, taking out loan after loan after loan and stacking them on top of each other. And because buy now, pay later programs make it so easy to do so, most consumers don't even realize how much debt they're actually accruing. In fact, in 2022, 63% of buy now, pay later borrowers had more than one loan going at one time. And this is where it gets really scary. Because these programs are designed to offer credit with little to no approval process, it's almost like they're targeting people that don't know how to manage their money. All they see is, oh, I can buy this $1,000 thing for $250 today, and they just click buy. When in reality, over 69% of buy now, pay later users are already in debt on another credit card. And 28% of buy now, pay later borrowers are between the ages of 18 and 24 years old. Most of these people don't even understand the concept of how a credit card works, and by giving them this buy now, pay later option, it's almost like they have this unlimited stream of money that never needs to actually be paid off. Again, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some advantages to the system if you know how to play it, but the vast majority of people using the system are not taking advantage of it. They are just getting taken advantage of. So what do you do? As a consumer, should I completely stay away from buy now, pay later, or are there some circumstances where it makes sense? And to answer that question, the most important piece of advice I can give you is to never spend more than you currently have, whether that be...
Exactly. See? He knows. Wait, am I lagging? No, please. Hello? Hold on. Hello? Wait, hello? Alright, come on, man. You can't be scaring me. Come on, make it. I'm acting crazy. All right. Well, discipline, guys. Y'all have to have it. You know, I don't know your life. I don't know what current situation financially y'all in. All I can say is this. I seen this girl on TikTok. She was like paying like $980 a month for like a new car. That's absolute. I mean, unless you got it, right? Obviously, she didn't have it. That's very stupid. Because adding all that up, plus with the other bills you got to pay, that's stupid. Never pay like more than like $300 a month. Even if you do got it, that's just a waste. Like, I'm not even going. But discipline. If you really want that car, you will save up. If you really want that phone or that PS5, even though it's been out for 5 years and y'all still don't even have it, you'll buy it. You want the Xbox Series S or X, even though it's been out since 2020 as well, you would save it. You know, if you want a TV, you would save it. That's just the best thing, you know, like money discipline, man. You have to have it. It is tempting. I'm not gonna lie. It is.
Either a credit card or a buy now, pay later option. If you don't have the cash in your bank, don't spend it. And that is by far the easiest way that you can keep yourself out of credit card debt. And if you feel confident in your financial abilities, feel free to use a credit card or a buy now, pay later option to earn more interest on your cash while it's sitting in your account versus just spending it immediately. But if you don't feel confident about this, treat your credit cards in a buy now, pay later program as if it's hooked directly up to your checking account. If you spend $100, that's $100 coming directly out of your account. Another tip I have is to avoid stacking these loans because that is where things can get very messy very quickly. If you start financing weekly expenses like gas, groceries, or that Friday night Chipotle bowl, it becomes a slippery slope because it is 100 times easier to get into debt than it is to get out of debt. But there you have it, the truth about buy now, pay later. These companies spend millions of dollars on psychological research to get you to spend more than you can actually afford.
Chipotle, I don't know. Man, you know. Wow, chat. I just fixed I didn't fix it, but I just positioned the mic now. You know, I always be hearing y'all be saying, "We can't hear you. What is going on? Do you have a mic? What is going on?" Like, bro, I had the mic. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, even though it's like $50, I don't know what to do. But yeah, I did position it, so now it's like better because I'm like, wait, I'm talking to the mic. But very good video, man. You know, y'all comment down. Make sure y'all financially stable, financially, because you know it's for financials, financially secure. That's like 60, 70K. Financially stable. That's better. Financially free. And I always start, I'm like, wait, you know, 10K a month. I used to think 10K a month was a lot. It's not a lot because that's only 120,000 a year. That's not a lot at all. That is not a lot at all. Hold on, let me see something. And I used to think 10K was a lot of money a month. It's not, because then I realized, I'm like, wait, because it's really not. I mean, let's just say you want to live the best life that you ever wanted. Carefree. You will have to make at least, like, I'm talking about to live freely, like at least 50K to 100K a month. Because that's freely. I'm talking, okay, you know what? You know what, honey? You know, me and the kids and y'all, come on. We about to go in this yard. Come on. You know how much yachts are? But I always used to think that, though. It's like, hey, man, we save your money. If you don't, you're going to be looking so funny. Yeah. Save that money for you end up looking funny. I ain't even about to rap. I'm just really about to, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Eat them chicken. I'm eating McDonald's. Yeah. I'm eating Chick-fil-A. Nah. I'm eating Chipotle. Nah. Yeah. All right, man. Love y'all, man. Have a nice day. Love y'all.